Hi, this is Jesse, and welcome to this edition of Experiencing God's Best. Pastor Bill's starting a new series entitled As the World Turns. And today, more specifically, as the world turns to globalism, we see the playing field leveling with breakthroughs with communication, creating opportunities to spread the ministry of Christ throughout the world. Here's Pastor Bill.
Globalism. Are you familiar with the term globalism? Here's what the dictionary says. It's the attitude or policy of placing the interest of the entire world above those of individual nations. Globalism is a fact of life. We are in a world society, and today we're going to talk about globalism in our commerce, the way that we do business. We're going to talk about globalism in our culture, the things that we do, the way that we act, the way that we interact, tools that we have, and we're going to talk about globalism in our communities right here in Wadsworth. First thing is our commerce. And if we ever thought that maybe we were not in a global society doing business globally, I'd like to show you this. In 2006, this is according to the U.S. Census, imports and exports added up to $3,639.2 billion. This cube is the size, this is what I could find to kind of represent the size of 15 billion $1 bills. Can you see down here in the corner this little car and this man? That's how big that is. You realize, and I couldn't get them on here, this would be times 242.61 stacks of that to make how much money is going back and forth in import and export. International business, worldwide. It changes our political agenda. When you talk to people, I can talk to Christians who just love the Lord. Their differing opinions, oftentimes, whether they vote Democrat or Republican or independent, often has to do with what it means for them in their jobs that they work at or in their careers. If they're union workers, they want to vote pro-union. If they're entrepreneurial, they tend to want to go Republican. Our minds are shaded by this. This is just the way that we work. Our commerce, our business influences our political agenda. It also influences our employment environment, doesn't it? I graduated from high school in 1966. My mom told me, Bill, listen, you want to go to Goodyear? You want to go to Firestone? You want to go there, get a job as an apprentice. You're set for life, buddy. You want to go to Republic Steel or Union Drawn? You're set for life. You can be an apprentice. You learn a trade. These things change constantly. They change because we are in a global economy and jobs get shipped out places. Now you might think, well, that's just the worst thing in the world. Well, certainly it has drawbacks, but some people grab a hold of that and they see this job going away and they prepare and they learn another one. They learn another skill because where one closes down, new things open up. Technology did away with an awful lot of jobs. It also created a ton of jobs. So we realize that it changes our political agenda and it changes our employment environment. Let's take a look at our culture. Globalism affects our culture. It's a culture of diversity. Every persuasion that you can imagine is in the world. People believe everything under the sun. You got to have it all, and there's no way to have it all because new belief systems crop up every week. How do you keep up with stuff? It's a culture of relativity. We live in a culture where there isn't absolute truth. Do you realize that? As you talk to people, so many people don't believe that this is the way it is. They look at the Bible, they look at Scripture, and they go, it's just a book. They don't see this as the end word because everything's relative. Truth is relative. It's how we feel. It's according to the circumstances. It's a culture of change, drastic change, taking place at lightning speed. Do you remember when you could write a check and you knew you had a couple of weeks before that baby hit? How much time do you have now That check better be good when you write it. That'll go in there and electronically, boom, it hits. Communication is so fast. We are in a world of change and a culture of rapid communication. In our very communities, where we live, right here, you want to talk about drastic change. This is for Domino's Pizza. New thing, you don't even have to call. You order online. You do it with your credit card, right online, they bring it to your door. Is that amazing? You never talk to a person. I saw this, I thought, man, we're in a different age. Things have changed even in our community. Different nationalities, different religions, different worldviews, different priorities and values. It's absolutely incredible. I was driving up 94 last week, and I looked over and I saw some women who were obviously Muslims, who were dressed like that with their kids and coming from a playground. This is in Wadsworth. You know, this is the farmland. Here's the Muslims here. I mean, this is absolutely incredible. It is changing even at our community level. What do we do about it? You know what? God has put us at a certain time in space. It is the intersection of time and space on an axis of God's grace right through the middle of it, where he empowers us to carry out his will and to carry out his plan right where we are. It's no accident that you and I are right here, right where we are today. We may long for the good old days of the Norman Rockwell paintings. And I look at them and I think how neat this was, how terrific this was. But you know what? This is a world that we're not going to see this again. It's a great memory, but it's not here anymore. Why didn't God put us there? I don't know. He put us here. And here's why. From one man, he made every nation of men that they should inhabit the whole earth. And God determined the times set for them and the exact places where they should live. You ever think about that? God determined for you the time that you would be alive and the exact place where you would live. You and me, we're here for a purpose. We can complain about it and go, oh, I wish it wasn't like this. It is like this. This is where God has put us. Why? God did this so that men would seek him and perhaps reach out for him and find him, though he is not far from each one of us. You see, God put us in this time and in this place, and he has empowered us with his grace so that we can be salt and light to a world that needs to know Jesus. It's our community, it's our sphere of influence, it's our impact zone. It's where God has put us. Do you believe that God has put you here at this time, at this place, at this intersection of time and space, so that he can empower us with his grace to reach a lost and dying world with the good news of a living Christ? Do you think so? I think so. Maybe God has brought you here with us today, and maybe this has impacted you, and you're going, you know what? I never realized he has a purpose for my life right now. It's not just about me getting saved. It's not just about me not having to go to hell, which is absolutely wonderful. It's about God using me right here, right now, right where I am. I think we need to see, how can we grasp a hold of this? Why did he put these tools at our disposal? Why did he give us the gifts that he gave us? He wants to do amazing things in you and in me.